Wait, Doblex, what's under your sack?
Like you boys ever try to think of, like what's inside of your bag? You know what I mean?
Chowder.
Like,
what's inside of it?
Do you not feel it?
I mean, you feel it, but it's like, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, you know, when you think of the concept of a ball sack, you're thinking of it
which
in the
I
physical
do a lot.
sense. It's like a ball sack, a sack of balls, 2 balls to be exact.
Yeah,
but
2 big fatties.
what if you peeled that skin back? Like, what if you cut your balls open? What would it look like inside? You know, what
I
I mean?
always thought that the sack was a ball, and that's why they called it a ball. I never imagined the testicles as the balls.
Oh, really?
No, because my testicles, at least how I feel them, they feel like when you cube up chicken.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not really a cube. It's more of like a rounded kind of 3-sided, 4-sided thing.
Yeah.
I always, to me, I imagine what's under my sack hood, my saccular hood, as they might call it.
Pop
they probably
open
don't,
the
but they
hood,
could.
baby.
What's under that is like 2 free floating in like you ever buy like egg drop soup? It's like egg drop soup. It's like egg drop soup,
Big nut
but
soup.
then there's like 2 of like weirdly shapen cubed chickens, cubed pieces of chicken, but they have the texture of a water chestnut, like a really like snappy kind of like nasty texture. That's what I've always imagined as the inside of my nuts.
That's
egg
what you
drop
always
soup.
imagine.
No, I've imagined like for like 10 years. I'm like, I bet my testicles are like water chestnuts.
Yeah.
And the
I mean,
fluid is like egg drop soup.
I bet
Have you
my
ever
bottom dollar my
fondled
nuts
them
is like water chestnuts.
I have
Have you
fondled
ever
them.
fondled your nuts big style and like you feel the
Big
epididymis
style.
or whatever, like the little fucking
The
tube at the end, and you
what?
think, you know, like you've got the tubes that connect to your beautiful nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epididymis?
They can like have little
That
balls
sounds like a
on
Harry
them.
Potter villain.
Oh god.
It's a Harry Potter spell.
Because I went and got my nuts checked because I got little like little ball feeling things that are exterior
that's when
to
you
the
had
balls.
them removed, right?
Yeah, that was when I had them removed.
Yeah.
And I went and they felt it because I was like, Doc, do I got ball cancer? Are you gonna have to take them away? And he was like, Nah, probably
Take
not.
them away.
And I was like, Okay.
Yeah.
Don't take him.
I had the same
doctor.
thing. I had the exact same thing because there's the epididymis, like the very end of it where it like slurps into the ball, I guess, where all the beautiful sperms
Wait,
come out of.
is that what they're
That can
called?
feel a little-
Epididymis?
The epididymis is like the tube, I think.
Epi Diddy Kong.
Nice.
Kong.
Is that like-
Epididymis racing. But
Is that like,
it just-
is that like the
it feels
dorsal
like a
fin where
lump.
it connects to the shaft?
It's like
No,
he's talking about
no,
the,
it's like
like
the
the little fucking
little-
chicken wishbone that's like
worms.
holding your
Where?
boys together.
It's
Like,
No,
the
no, I'm
little-
talking
it's
about-
the little tubes that connect to your testicles. That
Yeah.
like it's where the sperm comes
Direct
from.
I have each one of my nuts in my hands right now. Direct
so
my fingers.
above your balls, like you got 2 fucking
well, the tubes that go
leashes.
into you, like
Yeah.
obviously the sperm has to come out
Would
of
they be
somewhere
on the
and go-
underside of the nuts near the gooch or the top side near the
the
shaft?
top side near the shaft.
All right, here's your nut. All right. They
Right.
come down off the top and then they start here, they're attached, they go around the side and then they go up into it at the bottom.
No. Kudos.
that part
You got to be more visual.
that
You
part
got
at the
to be more
bottom-
visual. Imagine your penis is a dog walker. Your 2 boys are 2 fucking German shepherds.
Okay.
Your ball sack, the dog park. Your penis, it has 2 leashes holding both of the
All right,
dogs.
your
You'll feel the
pubes are a
leashes.
beautifly mowed lawn. Okay, on the
Yeah.
dog park. All
There
right.
you
the
go.
most
That's
massive
visually
ball sack
descriptive.
known to man.
Your legs are like the Grand Canyon, like beautiful rock walls. Okay,
my
holding
nuts
in
are
the
kind of
dog
just
park.
they don't feel attached to anything. They're kind of just like free flow, and I can really
Just
I can
suspended
push
there.
I can push them just all over the place.
I don't think you can actually really feel the tubes. I'm pretty sure they're very, very tiny.
Yeah, you gotta really pinch. I mean, don't
Not
pinch,
me.
but like. Kudo's got the biggest fucking
Small
it,
nut.
it,
No,
it,
I actually-
country
Epidorf-
fucking.
No, I do. I actually do. I think I had a thing.
I cannot
I've got, like,
feel
a
my
thing.
my
got
my
it.
epidural or whatever.
But
My
like when you
EpiPen.
feel when you feel your like nuts, especially on the end of them, can you not like feel like there's something there? Like it feels like there's something that
Honestly,
not just
They
smooth.
feel. I always thought they were connected to nothing. I didn't really get what they do. Like I can fully just move one from like the bottom left to the top right. Like is
Can you rotate it though? Can you rotate it multiple times?
Yeah, inspect
I don't
it
want
like
to.
you're
I
Resident
don't want to
Evil.
try.
James,
I don't
start
want
doing this.
I don't want to fucking
Start twisting it.
Rip the epidorsal or fin.
Roll it like a booger, really hard.
Can we show this? Can I show this? I might be able to show this.
Is it yours? Did you get
I
like
mean,
your
if it's
balls
for
extra?
education,
Okay,
then
but
you
this
can.
is vague.
Yeah.
This is vague enough.
How to narrate
It's
your
also
anus.
education.
So that's how they work there.
I can imagine
okay.
where they are. I just don't feel them.
But the blue part is the epididymis. That's what I'm talking about. And sometimes
and
you
those
can
little
feel
balls
it,
on
and
them can get big and it feels weird.
They-
and then
Yo,
you're like,
GTA
"You
6
have
map
cancer?"
leaked. That's it right there.
What?
What kudos to show.
I thought you were just,
I thought you
were just
breaking news.
180 the conversation. Yeah, I thought you were
saying-
like, "Fuck this conversation, we're out."
I don't know. I can't find them. Oh,
Nice. Well, maybe next time.
Jesus.
Was that tasty?
Welcome to
they
Beef
smell
Boys.
fucking wonderful, bro.
Welcome to Beef
Let's
Boys.
fucking go. Well, next time have a little fondle because they should be there. in
Hello,
theory.
Bro, I was fully fondling myself for like 5 minutes on the podcast,
I could tell.
Hell yeah.
and I'm
look-
not
you look
even
very-
hard.
You look enamored.
It is kind of funny how, like, as men, we can fondle ourselves and not get hard. Like we can.
Yeah, if women
we
even
can.
touch themselves,
Maybe
they
you
get
can.
horny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can recreationally fondle ourselves. Like me, if I'm watching TV, you know, your
Dude,
boys fondling.
I got a handful of nuts at all
A
times.
handful of nuts. Just fucking.
all
I-
time.
My nuts are
Like I'm
I
at a
think me and
pub.
Andrew are in the
Me
sensitive
and
nuts
Kudos
crew.
are sensitive nut gang. I can't
But
do
I do
it.
be
It
squeezing.
starts
I
to
do be
feel
squeezing my
weird and
dick
it hurts.
sometimes.
You can't
Wait.
touch
Yeah.
your own nuts.
Yeah, how sensitive
Like-
are they?
Pretty sensitive.
So like,
Yeah.
if like the wind
No, I
blows a
touch
certain
them and
way, you
shit.
guys collapse to your
No,
knees.
no, like it's not
not
that.
that
I just
bad.
mean like it's not something I want to do.
I see.
It's like there's no point. It doesn't make me go like, oh, like
Look.
I'm not sitting watching movies just going, oh.
Let's go.
And
James
I
got
don't stand
James got
up
them
and do
callous
this.
balls because he could do that.
See, that to me is so impressive.
Yeah, that would actually like.
That is impressive.
That
That
is
would
impressive.
like fuck my
I would be.
day up.
That would make me hurt for a while.
That's how I like you know
That's
how
your
like
mating call.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like penguins like bring each other rocks. I just slap. I walk into a bar and I look a girl dead in the eyes like and I just slap my nuts together at the back of my legs.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, it's more just like if I touch them a bunch, they just get kind of sensitive and weird. Like
Yeah,
it's-
they just don't
I don't
feel
know.
right.
You know how the other day you were talking about how if you scratch your nuts too much, like because it is
Oh my
satisfying
god,
to
that was
scratch them.
bad.
Yeah, so I do like scratching because that's just the skin, but it kind of feels like that where it's a bit like oh that feels a bit weird. Oh, I
Well,
don't like
the
that.
scratching just made it so raw, and then but the rawness made it scratchy, and then I was just itchy and
That's
scratchy
potential.
on my nuts, and
Yep.
they just started to hurt.
Like the Simpsons.
The who?
Like in the Simpsons,
What's
Who
that?
are you?
the tune
The
scratching.
band.
What's
Huh?
that?
They did Pinball Wizard.
Seinfeld?
Yeah, what? American Dad?
Psycho Mantis.
The Lale Lule Low.
All right, well, we've got nothing in talking points. Let's just make shit up.
Let's fucking roll with it.
Fucking flight update. I've called up the scammers before this episode, and I finally got my tickets. So
Let's go.
I do not trust anything about this fucking thing. I think I've confirmed it's not malicious. It's just severe incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, call
That
them up
is
today,
so.
they
That's funnier, honestly.
Yeah.
I always feel bad. I went from being mad at them to just feeling bad for them more than anything. So I'm like,
What if you
whatever,
pull
you
up?
can-
What if you pull up and it's like a plane
the
some
after
guy
party.
made?
yeah. It's
It's made out of cardboard.
Yeah. Hop
No,
in,
it is-
son.
Thankfully, the plane is a reputable carrier, so it's not like I'm flying with fucking like Puss Air or something. You go to the airport and there's always like all the ones you recognize. You're like, okay, that's cool. And then there's always one that's just called like Jeff Air, and you're like, who the fuck's flying? Who the
Like, I'm
fuck's
not flying
that?
with Jeff.
Bro, I remember like
Absolutely fucking not.
my first time on a plane, I rode on fucking Virgin Airlines and it was like,
Yeah,
that's
fitting.
not true. It was true at the time, but it was like, what the fuck? Why would they name it that? That's
I'm
fucked
not.
up.
Everyone has to
Last
put
time I
like
was on
like chastity belts come from the ceiling where the air vents are supposed to be.
Yeah.
If like anyone is suspected of sex in the bathroom, everyone's
Yeah.
chastity belts drop from the fucking
Yeah, if
roof.
someone
You have to
joins
put
the
'em
Mile
on.
High Club, they kick you out. They like
Yeah, they
Mid-air.
throw you
Mid-air.
out the window.
It's
They
just a
swab
trap
your
door
cock
that
before you
opens.
get on.
If one millimeter of semen touches anywhere in the bathroom, it just gets like launched out of the plane like a rocket. Just
It's
straight
like
down
it's
the
like that bit of
ocean.
Monsters Inc. where they fucking like have to they have to like shave the guy like fucking all
Yeah.
these quarantine
Oh,
men
yeah,
running.
yeah.
And fucking
Yeah.
I saw a picture of someone was in a airplane toilet with a window, and it looked sublime.
Oh,
It was like the
interesting.
vibe was like immaculate because they just had a little tiny private room to
Yeah.
take a shit in.
That's kind of cool.
I got
Yeah.
diarrhea.
I always thought about
on
that
the
if I was like
airline.
rich as shit, having like,
Sublime
you know,
moment.
you're like 68 floors up and no one can see you. And
Yeah.
you just have a toilet facing a glass window looking out over everything.
You have
You're
a
like,
hole
I
in the
can shit
floor
and watch
over the city.
everyone.
You can
Speaking
just
of
shit.
which, I don't
You
think
get
I've
to watch
ever
it hit a
felt.
poor person.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt more lied to when I realized that your piss and shit doesn't just like get evacuated out of the plane. You know what I mean? Because you always see that
Oh,
in like
sure.
cartoons. It was always like whatever you flush down a plane toilet, it just goes down a hole that just like flies out of the plane.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
rains
very
down on
illegal.
society.
That
Yeah.
would just be.
No, it's like
Wait a minute, hang
it's
on,
like
hang
a
on,
bird
hang on.
shit though.
Yeah,
We should
Just
do
like-
that.
Yeah,
If
we
you get
should.
hit by it, it's good luck.
Yeah.
Well, they did a MythBusters thing on that where they were like, what if one of those leaked?
Chip!
Could it like get him?
Chip.
They did a thing where it was
Oh,
like
it's
if the beautiful blue water that they keep in the like sewage tank leaked out of the side
Yeah.
because it would like freeze at the
I
temperatures.
do
up,
like that.
those altitudes.
Oh.
They were like, if
It's
what
a
would
nice
happen if
color.
it like could it grow into a big clump and then fall and then kill someone?
A big
Apparently
clump
it could.
of feces. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Oh
Which was
man.
kind of scary.
Well, like
so
in-
that's a new fear.
Yeah.
In Joe Dirt, you know Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
I
Joe
know
Biden?
Dirt.
Joe
He
Squirt.
thinks it's a meteor, but it's
The
just a
president.
plane that let go of all its fucking hardened doo-doo shit.
Oh.
And it falls from the sky and he
Yeah.
worships it. But it's really just
beautiful.
hard and poopy.
Hard and poopy. Plain
Watch
poopy.
Joe Dirt sometime.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That blue water is beautiful and sublime.
It's
It
a
is
nice
beautiful.
color blue.
Yeah.
It always makes me think of Big Fat Liar because it's like the color of his
Yeah.
pool when they put the dye in his pool.
yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't it in his shampoo bottle? Isn't that what
And they
happened?
put in like everything, didn't they? They're like,
I think-
yeah, maybe
Oh,
you're
that's right.
right.
His
They
shampoo
put-
was orange.
Oh, it's orange.
right?
You're right.
And
yeah,
then
that's
the pool
right.
the pool was blue.
was blue. You're right.
Yeah. Man, that movie was so hyped. Just seeing like Frankie Muniz and fucking Amanda Bynes in one movie. And,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
when I was like 12, those are the only two like celebrities I knew.
that was like the Avengers, bro.
Yeah.
That was
It
like
pretty much was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Amanda Bynes got fucking brain cancer or some shit. What happened to her?
she got
She-
fucking brainitis.
She fell off a little bit
Yeah.
mentally, which is sad.
Dan Schneider probably had a hand in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Dan Schneider
I
definitely had
think
a
she
hand
got
in
Dan
that.
fucked
fucked
had a
over by
hand
the
and a
end.
foot
It's a
in
pretty
that.
sad story.
Yeah. Dude, speaking
Yeah.
of which,
Memory
Britney
serves.
Spears, like I know that, I know
Hey.
there was a lot of
Fucking Britney
support behind
Spears.
her, free Britney. I understand that every woman deserves the right
But
to
maybe
their own.
she shouldn't have been.
But maybe she's kind of a crazy bitch. I don't know. I see videos of her. I'm like, this woman kind of scares me. She looks like a little psycho.
Yeah, I mean, that woman was through so much shit because I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. Let her do
Hey.
her little
Yeah,
dances.
she fell in that waste
Let her do
treatment
her little
center.
dance.
It was like so much poo.
Yeah.
She had to get out,
Look,
but there's
so
so much
much.
poo.
Listen, I agree. She can do her goofy little dances online. That's totally fine. Every woman deserves the right to their own agency. But I'm just saying, it seems like something just isn't right there. Like I feel like someone should go check on Britney. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Oh,
someone
no,
should
I agree,
Someone
but,
should
like-
unfree her.
Put her back in the cage. Wherever
I
she
didn't
was.
realize just like because
Don't
when
leave
she was
Britney
popular,
alone. Bother her.
when she was like first really popular, I must have been like 8 or something.
Yeah.
So like this didn't really register as weird to me, but it wasn't until recently like I can't remember which video it is, but the one where she's like dancing in like a skimpy schoolgirl outfit. Isn't she?
Bro, she's like 16
in that.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I
because
did- yeah,
I didn't
no,
realize
I,
it at the time.
Oh,
And I looked
yeah.
back, I was
Still
like,
is so
"Ugh."
strange.
Yeah, that's,
Ugh.
Yeah.
that's
She-
fucking weird.
Yeah,
Nah,
she definitely had some not chill stuff happen.
Hey, that's the music
yeah.
industry, baby.
That's the price of fame, baby.
That's the price of fame, baby.
You knew
Everyone
what
needs to
happened when you
dress in a
signed up.
skimpy Asian schoolgirl outfit at 16 or you will never make it.
You'll never make it. Hey, you want money, fame, and to grow up crazy? Put this on.
Before your
Put on
17th
the
birthday,
skimpy outfit.
even if you're not famous yet, make sure you film one video of you dancing in a skimpy schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah,
You'll need it as a
you'll go
bartering
far.
chip when you're like 24.
Yeah, hand that out. That'll be your resume.
You're about to sign your contract to millions, to fame, to superstardom, and they're like, all right, where's the video? And if you don't know what they mean,
it's just some
too
like
late for
fat
you.
white guy with his finger in his
Yeah.
belly button. Did you bring the tape? Did you
Bring it.
He's fingering his belly button the way James funnels his balls.
I can't find the dorsal fin.
He's like doing like the clapping sound, but with his belly button.
Yeah, just behind the counter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like every time I go to do my taxes and they're always like, hey, do you remember this fucking dumb bullshit you didn't bring?
Yeah, you go to H&R Block, they ask you where the fucking schoolgirl tape is.
It's right there. I fucking brought it.
Imagine if wacky shit like that it was like necessary to file your taxes. Like it wasn't just like very official paperwork. It was just like toenail clippings from like last Tuesday after you went to the beach just to prove that like you had sand in there. You know?
Isn't that what it's like at the DMV?
Quantifiable proof. I've
never been to the DMV, and apparently your one sucks way worse than ours. But isn't that like the meme you go to the DMV and they always want like documentation that you just don't have on you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, luckily now you can do most of the shit online. But yeah, that is definitely true. Yeah, it's like give us your fucking mom's social security card. No, not the numbers.
The card. No, I don't think I will. She has nothing to do with this.
Give us 6 clippings of your sister's hair.
No,
that's for me.
And her schoolgirl outfit.
If you want this
you
to
do
go
have
faster,
it, don't you?
What's like the funniest thing that you could replace caps with in like a Fallout post-nuclear situation, where there's like a lot of it, and it'll be left around.
Oh, sure, like for currency,
like tuna cans, or like
seeds.
Yeah,
seeds are probably a legit one because it's like you.
Yeah,
seeds are like legit.
Yeah. Seeds are good, but it's got to be like something that isn't inherently useful because like obviously bottle caps are totally useless. You know, it's got to be something like that.
Unless you love bottle caps.
Yeah, unless you love bottle caps.
But maybe
like,
it's got to be like a maybe
like
we'll
plastic
go back to
bottle caps mean everything.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go back to that kind of like society though, where it is like it's not. We don't fuck with the perceived value of money. We fuck with the actual usefulness of an item. So it's
but that isn't as funny.
Yeah,
that is not as funny.
I specifically asked funny.
Yeah,
but that is. I think that would be what would happen.
Yeah.
Probably like pussy trimmings. No, nude photos.
Teeth.
Yeah. Pre-war nudes of like girls that don't have 4.5 boobs and 7 nipples.
Radiated nudes.
Radiation-free nudes. That'd definitely be the currency.
Oh, she's got a normal set of fingers and boobs.
Oh my god,
this is amazing.
God. She has 5 toes on those honkers. Jesus Christ.
Foot fetish guys when the girl grows an extra foot.
Elon X. Do people care about that?
I don't
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have anything funny to say about it?
I mean, I did at the time, but I don't really remember because I'm already over it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I guess this is technically like the final update of Elon and Twitter because Twitter is true.
Twitter is
officially
dead. Congratulations.
Wait, really?
Well, because it's X
Twitter
now.
itself, Twitter as we know it.
But everyone's just going to call it Twitter.
Wait, is it Twitter? Wait. Is it Twitter X or just the company's called X now?
Yeah, it's just called X. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, yeah, that's why it's so funny because like nothing makes sense anymore.
I thought it was Twitter X.
No, it's just X.
Yeah.
Elon literally threw away one of the most like recognizable, influential brands of the last decade.
So what's the website?
X.com.
I think it's gonna be X.com. Yeah.
It is literally X. He has this like hyper fixation on the letter X.
Wait, if I
he
type
tried to do it with
X.com?
PayPal. He tried to call PayPal X, and they were all like, "You're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
no one likes you. Go away."
Get out of here.
So he left, and now he's finally getting. He's literally the kid
work.
who's like, "It's my birthday party. We're doing what we
name
want.
things
What I want."
Like, what do you call a tweet? Like, is it like, "Oh, I'm Ying"?
Post.
Yo, I'm
No,
It's called a post.
It's called a post
And a
now.
repost.
What do you call a
Retweets?
DM? Like, I'm gonna Z you.
I mean, to be fair, direct message already wasn't bird themed, but
It doesn't matter.
I like where your head's at. It's called a threat.
You sign up.
Yeah.
You sign up and you have to like sign up to make a new account, and it asks you if you're a Zim or a Zer.
And you sign up.
Not the liberal way. Not the
You sign up and it asks
Gen
for
Z
your pronouns.
way.
It asks for
Elon
your pronouns, and you put them in, and then it makes fun of you. It's like, really, idiot.
Really
you fucking
stupid.
brain dead.
And then you- and then
I
your
see
new
you
accounts-
have a mental illness. You're
You're
actually
You're not
this
allowed to get a
number.
blue check now.
So
yeah, no, that's the
we will
three.
not
That's
let you
the three
pay.
options when you start up. It's he, him, she, her, or I don't have a mental illness. And then when you make a new account, it's already following libs of TikTok.
Wait, so why would I go to twitter.com? Is it still Twitter and like my thing is tweet, my button is tweet?
I think
because
he's
a
like
fuck-
slowly.
and he hasn't
Yeah.
like actually updated. Because can you imagine? Like I saw someone post about this as well as like a coder. Can you imagine trying to replace every mention of Twitter on their back end, which is like 10 years of code?
Yeah.
Like every mention of the word Twitter and all their legal documents and all their back end stuff on all their fucking pages. So yeah, you're right. It's like for most people, it's just the logos changed. Some people have gotten it where like instead of tweet, it now says post. Retweets are now just called reposts or something.
Dude, that's
like
if
you're literally smoothing out anything interesting and unique about it just to make it like a generic social media that every other,
That's like if
so
Walmart.
weird.
It's like if Walmart just changed their name to like fuck, just like, or just like a symbol. It was just like, hey, we're percentage.
Yeah,
Welcome
the
to
local
Store
percentage.
formerly known as Walmart.
Yeah. Hey, welcome
exactly.
welcome to parentheses. Can I get you anything?
Yeah.
You can't even say it. You just have to go, welcome to...
It'd be like people use Google as a verb, right? People say, "Oh, Google that." Imagine if Google's like,
Google
actually,
that.
now we're called spaghetti, and it's like I'm not going to say I'm going to spaghetti that.
Let me spaghetti that. Although let me spaghetti that does sound kind of like it kind of rolls off the tongue. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, okay, there you go, Google. Throw away,
Dude, I was
20
up
years
late
of
last night
brand.
spaghettiing the craziest stuff, man. I went down a crazy rabbit hole on
Never
spaghetti.
guess what I found on the dark pasta.
Dude, I went on the
You should
second
look
page
up
of-
the global elites on spaghetti. Spaghetti it yourself.
Dude, I went on the second page of Google the other day, just like as a fucking, because like literally nothing on the first page is what I wanted. And I know the meme is like, if you click on anything after the first page, it's like, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
It was so cracked. It was like I searched a different word, but it was literally just the second page. I was like, this doesn't even have anything to do with what I searched. Like, how is this still Google?
You typed in Mr. Beast and it gave you Mr. Beastiality.
No, it'd be like if I
Valid.
typed Mr. Beast, the second page was just showing me pictures of like Boeing 747s. Well, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Anyway, also Mr. Beast Burgers here. Speaking of, it's finally made it to the shores of Australia, so I'll be buying a big car and getting back to you ASAP.
Actually, when you guys get here, we should try Mr. Beast Burger because I think we have it on our.
I'll be trying it before then, actually, because I don't need to go to America anymore.
Oh, okay.
And also, let's be honest,
You have
I have
everything,
everything
you need
I
there
need
now.
here.
and also let's be
Mr.
honest,
Beast has done it.
Yeah, and let's be real, my plane tickets probably aren't going to work. So,
Yeah, let's sing Kudos a little song.
thank you.
Oh shit. Mr. Beast, look at my burger. It's pink and raw. I'm fucking angry. I want my food. I want my food without tiny children grinded in it. All right, somebody else can take over now.
Mr. Beast, look at my feet. Do you like my feet? I clean my feet. I go wash my feet. I shine my feet. Do you like my feet? Give me burger. Give me burger. Give me burger. Give me burger.
Andrew, you're the breakdown.
Okay. Mr. Beast, do you hear us? This shit really sucks. It wasn't as good as I thought it'd be.
It's like Friday Night Funkin'.
It's Friday night, Duncan.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Oh, didn't you you did that thing, didn't you?
What thing?
Has that been announced?
What thing?
Man.
Didn't you
Oh yeah, I did do crystal meth.
didn't you got that girl now?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm shocked I didn't talk about it last episode.
You didn't talk about it last week. Do you want to
completely forget to
Yeah.
talk about
Was that already a week ago?
Yeah, it was.
It was
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait,
you,
what'd
you, you boys, I mean, I talked about it on stream, but yeah, your boy's an engaged man now.
Show
So that's-
us your ring.
Ladies, back the fuck off.
Yeah.
Andrew, Photoshop a ring on my hand.
Put a
even though
beautiful
gotta
it's-
be
princess
shiny.
princess cut
Yeah.
2 carat
Yeah.
A blemish.
Actually, all right, now
Gold
put a ring
rose.
on all of my fingers. Even though guys don't get rings during that's one thing that fucking men, us men get fucking
women.
gypped on. Is we don't get fucking rings when we're engaged. So now she can walk around with this beautiful fucking rock on her finger, and now I'm like, oh well, I guess.
And then when you do,
I'm just
when you
here.
do get the ring, it just has to be a bland golden band. Like,
Yeah.
cool.
Although I'm probably gonna do like a little silicone moment because I have like I have an irrational fear of rings.
I have an erection.
I have an erection.
I have an erection.
Yeah.
I understand. I've heard too many stories from people who know some of like something getting caught and it just like degloves their finger.
Yeah, especially when they work. Yeah, it's like really dangerous, especially when you work in like factories and like warehouses and like editing computers at your desk in your home.
All the cold ones in
What,
just
you're
have no
gonna hit
fingers.
A too hard and your fucking finger's gonna fall, get
Swell
degloved.
up.
The one that stresses me out. Have you seen the one where the guy like he was like fucking dunking some hoops and he got his finger caught and there's a photo of his finger like.
If you're
on
playing
the
sports
basketball
with a
hoop.
ring on your finger, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was just some.
That's bad for you and everyone else.
Oh,
Dude.
God.
I don't think, I'm assuming it wasn't competitive. It was probably just like, hey, let's just fucking hoop.
Well, even
throw some
I
hoops.
guess.
Yeah.
Even if you're playing pickup basketball, it's like, bro, if someone hasn't cut their fingers that day, like you're gonna go
Sure,
home
yeah.
looking like you
Get
got mauled by a fucking rat.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I always fuck the idea of being degloved at all is that kind of just
It's,
That's
because
also one of
it's
the
pretty
most
skeevy.
visceral-
It's just
Yeah.
very not pleasant to think about.
Have
in
you
the
guys ever?
slightest.
There's a movie about that. It's like
The Glover
It's an hour and a
movie.
half long, and you just watch it as it
Glover.
slowly comes off his finger.
yeah. No,
What's
it's
this?
I mean that's not the whole premise of it, but I just always thinking about it. It's I think it's called like Gerald's Game or something. It's like
Oh yeah,
the dude
I
he
never
like
watched it.
yeah, he locks some chick to her like his bed. They're like having like a vacation. They're like husband and wife, and they're having like kinky sex. Like, oh, I'm gonna handcuff you to this bed, baby. But then he dies of a heart attack. So like, but like the key's on the other side of the room, and they're like in a cabin in the woods. So like now she's got her dead husband on top of her, and she's like handcuffed to the bed. And then the whole movie is like about that, and then like some other
It's like
stuff happens.
127. It's like the woman version of 127 hours.
Pretty much, yeah. But like, spoiler, at the end, she has to like deglove her fucking hand to get out of
it's
the
like
Men get
handcuffs.
to climb
Yeah.
mountains. Women just get chained to beds.
During sex.
They should have called it like Jeff's really unfortunate vacation or something.
That would have been a better name. Than
Jeff's
just
goofy
Gerald's game. His epic little game.
There was
Jeff's heart attack.
there was some like thing from thing announcing some shit for the new Saw movie. Apparently, like one of the people in it has to perform brain surgery on themselves, which I know is so goofy, but that really made my stomach hurt just thinking about that.
Oh god.
I
Yeah, apparently
think
that's a
I-
thing.
I
That makes me
talked
think of
about
like
this on
digging my own
stream.
finger in my belly button too far.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Well, there was
hate- I
there was a
don't even
photo
like
too
thinking
of
about
like
it.
the chair,
Yeah.
the rig. It's like a chair with like a camera pointing down with like a fucking knife on it or some shit. I'm like, okay.
Oh god.
Stop,
I'm not into
stop. I don't want to hear it. That's why I fuck the Saw franchise.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
this
It
that.
whole
has
franchise.
no artistic integrity. Fuck it.
It has
Yeah,
no
also-
value. I don't know why anyone likes
also,
it.
Final
Yeah.
Destination. Fuck those movies. Too.
Yeah, fuck those movies, too, bro.
I mean, honestly, I see as someone who used to be like heavily into those movies, I know the appeal. Like nowadays, I could take it or leave
No,
it.
you don't know the appeal. The guy that
No.
took all the fucking medicine and like got on a public bus and tried to drink a guy's Gatorade knows the appeal. that is not
Yes,
you anymore.
exactly, exactly.
So you don't know the.
I
you
don't
knew
know the appeal now. I knew the appeal. It was like, oh wait, this guy can fucking put a light bulb up his ass and break
Yeah.
it and get the key. That's kind of cool.
Oh,
That's,
I think
I mean-
they're literally just movies to like watch when like you get under a blanket for the first time with a girl at like her house when her dad's like
Yeah.
on a work vacation.
yeah.
It's
just,
like,
just
you know what I
someone you
mean?
could
It's
say,
like,
just someone you could look over and say, what would you do? What would you do if that was you? Like, what-
I'll
you-
put,
I would
I'll put it in my
protect you.
pee hole. I'll save
if
your
you
life.
were in there, I
I'll
would
save you.
I would stick
I
my
was-
hand in that toilet
I would
full
deglove
of
my
needles
wrist
for you.
I'd
I
totally
wouldn't let
save
you
you.
get AIDS.
Especially
wish
if you sucked my wiener, like I would
Dude.
never let you die.
Just
you
as
fucking
long as you
kiss me
did it
right now.
beforehand, because I know you wouldn't want to get AIDS after I did
Yeah.
the hand dunk thing. So if you could do it beforehand, that would be great.
Before the
Yeah.
AIDS needle.
Let's do a consensus right now. I don't know, like any of my male friends really fuck with horror movies. Like none of them are like big, like, oh wow, I can't wait to go see the new whatever. But I know so many girls who just fucking, but like they don't even seem to enjoy them, but they just always watch them.
Yeah.
Do you?
Courtney really likes horror movies.
Yes.
And I do not. I hate horror movies. Like
Sabrina loves horror movies.
Well, actually, there's a couple that
I like ones that are done well. Like there's a few
I like,
ones
like The Shining. Excellent.
Yep, brilliant.
Love The Shining.
Midsommar.
Call me
It's
Zer
beautiful.
and come in my pussy because I love a good horror movie.
Yeah.
They gotta be. They
James
gotta
is the
be.
outlier.
Yeah, I mean, I've personally talked about my own beliefs on this ad nauseum. In order for a horror movie to really capture me, they gotta have a cool angle. Like if it's just like the boring shit, I could not care less.
Well, did it?
But, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was
my
it.
shit lagged.
No, yeah, that was it. They just gotta have a cool angle. Or
I definitely
care.
I don't watch like shitty ones, but like I'll definitely enjoy and be excited for like a good horror movie like Get Out or Nope or
I
fucking
love those ones.
I like
if
that.
it's good. I guess I don't watch them just like I guess I don't watch them like for fun in that way. I guess a girl might, but like I don't. So in the same vein, I don't get. Obviously everyone watches them, but it's definitely a girl thing to be like obsessed with like true crime and like watch all the fucking Jeffrey Dahmer shit on Netflix and stuff. Yeah. And to me, like I find not like as a viewer, but as the person making that shit, like I find all that shit like morally reprehensible. Like I fucking hate it. I'm not trying to put any value judgment on people, but it's just like watching like Jeffrey Dahmer and having a whole Twitter trend about how sexy he is and like like that whole shit surrounding that last year, like it made me so fucking like dissociated from like society. It made me. I was just like, why? Like this guy just gets to live forever in our fucking heads, and we all get to like be like, wait, was he hot enough where I would let him rape me and kill me, or like? And it's just
the thing is,
what is the value in watching this?
Yeah, I mean,
like if you did one on like the 9/11 like bombers, you know, the guys who took over
so hot.
Like, damn, Osama was like 6'7". What the fuck?
I heard his dick was fucking
lay it on me. I tell you what.
Obviously, the amount of kills is a bit different, but it's still like these are two psychopathic people who are willing to murder people. Like, they should not be put on a pedestal. I know they weren't like glorifying what he did or anything, obviously, but like they still shouldn't be given like the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like to James's point, like that sort of idolizing like psychopaths, that goes like beyond like any sort of true crime genre, because it was like back then when like these crimes were happening, like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, Richard Ramirez, like all the fucking guys who like did some crazy just disgusting vile shit, they had their fans who were like, you know, like messaging them in the fucking clink, like, dude, you're so fucking hot. Could you kill me when you come out?
Like, Charles Manson always had like a hot girlfriend somehow. Like,
exactly. Like it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like
people have an obsession with the dark and morbid. I guess,
to me, I've asked my sister about it, and it's basically just like you just like almost can't help but not watch it, because it's like it almost feels like you're like teaching yourself how to avoid shit like that, or just like because obviously women have a different like existence than us and have to deal with, you know, I can go walk and like get the mail right now, but I wouldn't like want my sister to or some shit, you know, like at fucking 11 o'clock at night. But also, I guess it's more so, it's not really the people that view it, but it's like every time they take an inch and go a mile in shows like that, where it's like every time you don't represent exactly what happened exactly as it was and exactly as how terrible it was, and you do something else to make it more consumable, you like there are so many people out there who just accept everything they consume. So they're just like, oh well, maybe Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't that, like, oh well, he was just gay and like people didn't understand him, and he didn't like. Every time you give some rationale or you switch the story or you make him more redeemable, it's just like that is
they did kind of make
it's just wrong. No, they like made it. It's not even just that. Like every time they change something or flip something, even one of the families of like the guys he abducted like still came out when that show came out and was like, this is like a total fucking whitewash of what happened, and like almost takes so much of the sympathy for like our, you know, grandpa or whatever, whoever, like our great cousin away, and like you just made it into like a love story or a sex story where he kills him at the end and like boo-hoo, and it's just, I don't know, that shit to me just pisses me off.
That's kind of gross. The dramas, I guess, the dramatization of notable serial killers is kind of
yeah.
I think you made a good point. When you try and give someone, because with any drama you're writing, you need to have a story, and a story has to have an arc, which means your character needs to have an arc. So when you start giving character arcs to a real psychopath,
serial killer,
awful people, it's
like
not a cool thing to do in the slightest.
No, I agree, 100%.
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick if that's okay.
Oh yeah, you're good, bro.
That's so good. Yeah.
So you see that new movie Talk to Me that came out? It's like a new horror movie. I've been hearing really good things about it, but I just found out via Courtney that the YouTubers Raka or directed it or produced it or wrote it or some shit.
They made the whole dang thing.
She found out because of me.
Bro, that's just crazy. I've been watching Raka for like 10 years. They were like one of the first YouTube channels that got like not even annihilated, obliterated by like 18 ratings and like demonetization and shit. And like, bruh.
Then there was like some private screening of it. Maybe the Raka guys were there because Chad's really good friends with them. They like had a screening for it on Friday, which I was invited to, but I wanted to smoke weed and play Zelda with Jared instead. So I didn't.
God damn it!
I
wish I lived there and I could have went.
I already had plans with Jared, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ditch my boy.
But for fucking epic clout.
Fuck that! I'd rather just smoke with my boy. I know.
What if you became a movie star?
Wow, you got the face we were looking for our next movie.
You're just what we're looking for, kid.
Shit.
I like your pubes, son. Friday night was exceptionally fun. We had a really good time. We played a lot of Zelda. We made watched a lot of this guy. Actually, that could be something we can talk about. No, I want to talk about James. James want to talk about this movie first.
Oh no, I was just interested that it was directed by Raka because they were doing like, they were kind of like the Australian Corridor Digital, but they weren't like too like nerd. Not that I love Corridor, but it was less of like the nerd side of shit and more just
like the output.
We're literally just gonna make like stupid action sequences that make no sense, but we just want to practice like making like cinematic level shit, and we'll just post it. It always felt like they were going somewhere, and then when their channel got fucked, it was like, well, they have like no momentum, like their clout is kind of like dwindling. Like, can you really do? But obviously, I mean, I don't know. I just saw that. And I hadn't thought of them in a long time, except when I saw them in that video where the Cold Ones video from like a few months ago, where they went to the mining town or whatever.
Yeah, I think
they were in that.
I think they like produced that, or they helped massively with like putting that together. I think Chad was saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I just hadn't thought of them in like years since then, and then I heard that news and I was like, oh, I'm happy for them, because I thought like their careers kind of got ruined for no reason because YouTube fucked them. But I'm glad that they're having success outside of YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's super fucking cool. I probably won't watch it because, again, massive pussy when it comes to horror shit. Well, Can't do it.
I am too, but that seems like we were saying before, like when it's like cool, interesting movies like Nope and Get Out and shit, I will watch one of those. And it seems like one of those like actually good ones. Like, it isn't just like gore porn, and it isn't fucking like just a fucking exorcist face flying at the screen every 5 seconds. It seems like they've actually got like something to say. And
no, I'll say this. I'm not watching it because I think it's gonna be I think it's probably going to be very well made, and it's probably my good old Christian upbringing, but like demon shit fucks with me. I can't help it.
Sure.
It fucks with me.
Pussy.
And so
pussy out.
I beat you to the pussy allegations, buddy. The Conjuring.
Pussy.
Still can't think about it. I hate that movie. It's very well made. The Conjuring fucked me up.
See, that shit doesn't fuck with me at all. It's more like the Nope and Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit, where it's like, oh yeah, there's just like crazy people in the world. They're not demons. They're just insane, and they could kill me if they wanted to. But I mean, I feel you. But I don't know.
The Conjuring's got like some pretty gnarly jump scares, right? Like that's what's put me off watching it. I don't like it, like something
to
like
an extent.
Get Out had like 2 like that. I'm fine with. Get Out one was stupid too. One of them is just a guy running in the background and there's like a musical sting.
I hated that.
It was like, why, man? Fuck you. What was it? What were we talking about before that I got onto?
Women.
We did a paper in university where it was like it was like was one of the first papers we did, so it was like real bullshit. But it was like express yourself creatively and like do something that like tells a story personal to you or some shit.
Send me a nude.
Show me your cock, and you'll be graded based on the penis. That's a thing I found out that OnlyFans girls do. They like rate people's dick pics. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you that's something that makes a lot of money. I know it's something.
I've talked to someone who does it.
That's
and
epic.
she gave me an F. But no, this one girl had
$200.
What's it? Tryptophobia. That phobia of like repetitive holes. You know that one?
Oh yeah,
trypophobia.
Trypophobia.
But she has it like
yeah.
I think most people have it a little bit. Like if you Google that,
she saw like 20 dicks at once.
She went to a glory hole and freaked out.
Yeah.
No, what she did was she got her dad to make like a
dick.
So he's already got one. Do you ever see your dad's dick when you're a kid and you're like, man,
nope,
this is gonna be me one day?
I don't think I ever saw my dad's penis.
I did remember once or twice like walking into my dad in the shower and be like, oh yeah, there it is.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you're just like kind of at eye level when you're a certain age. It's
yeah,
like,
you're
okay.
perfectly it. Yeah, that'll be one day, son. All of this will be yours.
One day, son, everything before you will be yours.
Everything the light.
I hope it's more.
Touches.
You're standing in the penis shadow.
yeah. No, then you'd see his asshole. And he's like, you must never go there. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I have no fucking clue.
Oh yeah, so this
her
girl,
dad's
like,
dick fell off or something.
Her dad like got like some pieces of like plywood or some shit and drilled like 50 million holes in it, and then had it like standing up. So there's like two boards left and right of her and one board above her, and it was just like held up by like a beam or something. And they like brought it into class, and her presentation, because you could either do like showing something off for a minute, or like it's just a piece of art that like you can
like
look at
screaming and crying, surrounded. No,
she got her thing was for a minute. She stood in between that and had a breakdown, and that was her like final piece. I'm pretty sure she got like an A+ for it.
What the fuck, bro?
Welcome to art school, baby. That was the most. Like,
it's art school.
I did a design degree, but that for some reason those early classes, I guess they want to be like think outside the box, and like so it's a little bit more fine artsy, and then the later classes are like, all right, here's how to open Photoshop.
What if you think inside the box, but you can see outside the box by drilling holes in it?
Mine was exceptionally lame. I feel so embarrassed talking about it, but I made a world in Minecraft. and I made a railway that went through it, and it like told a story as it went through it. And
that's kind of cool.
At one point, I fucked something up, and the minecart broke, and I had to
hold on, teacher. I forgot a whetstone.
I think what happened was I ran through the level earlier as a trial, and I left a minecart on the track already. So
you fucked it.
I like killed the momentum
5-car
of it.
pile up.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Wait, so like you built like a railway and then like built like fucking like
I built like a
buildings and
world
shit
around it. Yeah. Like
I mean that's pretty cool. I like that,
dude.
It was fun to do, but
that doesn't sound like lame. Building a whole minecart thing. Like that would take me a few days.
It'd take a while.
Like, it's not effortless.
Yeah, you guys ever involved? It's just funny to be like, one of my university projects was a Minecraft.
Yeah,
Minecraft world. Did you guys ever like present something and a teacher like kind of got annoyed with you, like because you clearly were doing a little bit of a goofing around?
I did have one teacher get mad at me once because I like just didn't do he wanted me to do all this dumb shit that I didn't want to do, so I just didn't do it. It was like this. I want to hear your story in a second, but real quick, it's not even that interesting. But I'm telling mine first. It was like during major project, and like major project is like kind of real hands off. Like the teachers check in on you every now and then just to make sure you're not like going completely off the fucking end, like deep end.
Yeah, it's the same with the
part.
thesis film. Yeah. We pretty much are on your own. They visit like once. But like the teacher we got away, so they did.
The teacher I got assigned is like. I was doing 3D art, and majority of my university was graphic designers, and there's like 2 teachers that actually knew what 3D shit was. And this guy was fucking useless. He was like, instead of doing 3D art and the whole thing you've studied like your whole career to do, like, do you want to just, what if you did something completely different instead that doesn't use any of that? I'd be like, no. So I just didn't respect them at all. And so one time he's like, I want everyone to bring like the first like draft of their, you know, fucking hypothesis or their exegesis, whatever the fuck it was called, and all this other shit. And I just didn't. And he like ripped me out. And I was like, man, I don't fucking care what you think about me. Fuck you.
Bitch.
Anyway, that was the only time I ever got like a teacher was genuinely mad at me. But what about you?
Yeah, do you have one, James?
Not really. I had a mythology teacher that I really loved in high school, and he was like the coolest fucking guy ever. And I didn't really take advantage of it, but like we were supposed to do a big project that was worth a lot of our grades and shit. And like he was just so cool that I knew he wouldn't care. But like when I turned up and didn't have it, he was like obviously like disappointed in it. So I ended up turning it in late, and it was like a whole class thing. Like I was basically like, I don't know why, but like I remade the Full House opening, but with like everyone in the class like we went to the theater department, and like everyone dressed up as the different gods we learned about that year, and like
awesome.
it was really bad. It sounds like it might have been good. It was terrible. It was like the first thing I ever edited. It was really bad, but I just didn't do it. And he was like actually excited to see it because we all shot it together, and like he was in it. And then I just didn't do it because I thought I could get away with it, and I could because he wasn't gonna fail me because it was my senior year, and it's like. But then he was disappointed by it, but then I ended up doing it. But it was like pretty shoddy. And I could tell that he still appreciated that I did it, but I could tell that he was like kind of let down by it. And I was like, damn it. You're like my favorite teacher.
You reminded me of the exact same thing. Yeah, classics teacher / mythology teacher, whatever. I think it's the same thing. And he was like one of my favorite teachers. And in year 13, like final year, I realized I didn't need to do any of my exams because I like had enough credits to go to university based on like all the internal stuff. Because I did a lot of arts papers, like all the grading for that's done like before exams. So I already knew like, oh, I'm good. So I just, I think I told the story, I literally just drank 1.5 liters of energy drink and played Skyrim because Skyrim had just come out instead of studying. And then, I bombed classics, literally left like the second you're allowed to leave, did all this shit. And then I heard later that he was really disappointed that I didn't even try. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I just didn't need to.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's almost like a reflection of like, it probably makes, like thinking about it now, I obviously didn't think about it then, but it like makes it feel like even if you do enjoy what they do, you look at their job as just like an inconvenience to you.
Yeah.
And when you have like such a good relationship with them, but then they still feel like you perceive them like that, I guess it probably does feel shitty. And I wish I would have thought about that in the moment.
I met up with him like a year or two later, and he was chill. So like,
same thing. Like he was still really cool. I saw him at a pizza shop, and like we talked and shit. So it wasn't like irreparably like damaged or anything, but it was still in the moment. I wish I hadn't have done that. But Andrew,
I feel like I don't feel bad because I literally did the math, and I was like, if I could get top marks, like the best in the fucking like country at this paper, and it wouldn't change my overall like.
The rationale was there. Yeah.
So like, why the fuck would I even bother?
No, exactly. I think most people.
Also, Skyrim
have been there, and also Skyrim had just come out. So fuck it.
So you did the math.
Mine, it was my. She taught copyright law, and we took the
how to give bomb head.
Dude, that copyright law was such a boring fucking class. It's also kind of scary.
I could imagine.
The whole thing is just like they're coming for you. Watch out what you use.
That was actually the concept of her giving bomb head class too.
They're coming for you. That is the goal of this class.
Yeah.
I can't. You're the only one out of all of us that actually studied copyright law, and yet like most of your videos are pinged for using copyrighted music
because I didn't care.
But he was conscious of it.
Yeah, I knew it was not gonna work. Also, I cleaned up a lot of them and anyway, that's besides the point. We were, I can't remember which class it was because it was a different class that she taught, but we had to write like a little paragraph basically pitching an idea, and then we had to. She would call on you just from your seat. You would read your little thing. And I was like, oh, well, this is just like a random exercise. I'll just write something down, throw it away later. And I wrote down some dipshit, like, I can't even remember what I titled it. It was something to the effect of like the little Dutch boy in Chernobyl or some shit. And the entire thought, or the entire thing was just a musical following a little Dutch boy on the day that Chernobyl blowed up.
Yeah.
That was my pitch. That was the big brain comedy bit I came up with then. And at the time, the teacher was like, she was like, "Oh, that's unique.
That's creative.
And that's creative." And just like, and then moved on, and I didn't think about it. And then a couple of classes later, she says, "All right, so that pitch you came up with, now you're going to have to like come up with a full like plot for it or something." And I was like, I don't feel like coming up with something new. So I just stuck to the bit and had to get up in front of the entire class and go through this dumbass pitch I've come up with. And at the end of it, she was clearly not impressed and started grilling me for like 10 minutes on different points of it. And I had to, on the fly, come up with what I think I would do with this movie. And it pretty much ended with her being like, "Yeah, I don't think that's going to be marketable."
Okay, bitch.
Went, yeah.
Why are you working at a university and teaching copyright law, you fucking dumb bitch? Probably because your ideas
where's your movie?
You probably thought of what if a bug got big during Chernobyl or something, you fucking bitch.
Listen, all I'm saying is
That actually
within
sounds
like
sick.
a couple
Yeah,
of
that
years
does sound sick.
after me pitching that, the show Chernobyl came out, and it was a big success.
Dude,
So
I was about to say, add this to another one of the weird idiosyncrasies of the Miller connection, because I also, when prompted to write like a short thesis on like a film or something, wrote about Chernobyl. I wrote
About
a
a
fucking
small Swedish boy in Chernobyl.
I wrote like a two page like thesis.
two-page.
I wrote like a 2-page thesis on what if like
God was one of us.
I was basically like, Chernobyl happens, then Chernobyl happens, then Gears
It
of War
happens
with
again.
the locusts. You know the locusts that live underground in Gears of War, and they come out and they kill everyone, and they're big bug people.
I'm the teacher
Yes.
reading this, and I'm going, I do know.
What if Chernobyl happened and that's what woke up the locusts, and then like the locusts attack all the fucking Russian guards at Chernobyl
That's an
and
awesome
shit.
idea.
The night the
Not really
locusts
as good
woke
as
up.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But it was also about like Chernobyl, and then it was. I still remember being
bug.
kind of proud of it. I had fun with it.
That doesn't
But
look
Now that
looking
I'm
back
thinking
now,
about it, it's actually pretty great. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pitch that around.
and then I weirdly wrote about there was in between like fucking Victor and Cromwell getting killed by fucking locusts. There was a little Jewish boy dancing or whatever Andrew said.
Little Dutch boy.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
Dutch boy dancing his way into
Why was he Dutch? What
horrific
does that have
death.
to do with anything?
lol random.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's
nice.
literally all I can
Little
attribute
Dutch
it to.
boys can't help but dance.
They can't help but dance. They can't.
It's in
and they're
their
little
blood.
clogs.
Yeah.
The Dutch
I guess
have
if you had to
clogs,
wear-
right?
Yeah, if you had to wear
Okay.
fucking clogs all day, yeah, you'd probably want to make the most of it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. You'd want to be clanking and clanking around.
Is that actually anything anyone wears? Like, is that?
Don't you
You
guys
just have-
drink out of them?
No, those are shoes. Them's just normal shoes.
Aren't they
brother.
wooden shoes though?
Nope.
Nope.
You draw.
Well,
you drink it.
clogs are,
how come on
or
cold
whatever.
ones they drank out of a wooden shoe then?
Because I think someone sent them a clog. Like
Oh.
that, which is that
Yeah.
specific thing. So they're like, oh, let's just do it out of
A
that.
Oh,
shoey
okay.
is the grossness of a shoey, and what makes it so such a
I
mad
would-
lad thing to do.
I would
is that
only do a
you-
shoey out of a new shoe.
Nah, you have to do it out of just whatever you
No.
got kicking on.
Yeah, see,
What if-
that would make me actually throw up. I
Yeah.
can't watch people do it. Like anytime
I
the
mean,
cold
did you
one
see the one
screw
when-
does one, I can't watch it.
I mean, I
It-
would do it for the meme. What if someone dares you to do a shoey but you have Crocs on?
You can do that. You make
No,
that work.
it's full of holes. You just pull all the beer in and then it all falls out.
you
What do
go,
you pour-
oopsie.
Why don't you just pour it down the holes and then hold the shoe at the bottom, and then it's like a funnel. It's like a ramp that goes into your mouth.
Yeah, we should make one of the videos we do in Texas, like one of the like loser has to do a shoey.
Wait, I've got a better idea. What if we
I'll
each
go
have to
home
do
early.
we have to do a weird drinking
Don't
thing
lose,
from all
bro.
of our cultures. So shoey
Like
will be
what?
one. I'm sure there must be some crazy Mexican, like the equivalent of drinking a shoey. Like you have to fucking
Sombrero-y.
you have to do that shit where you like snort salt and then squeeze lime juice into your eyes and do a tequila shot, like some fuck shit like that. There has to be some crazy Italian way of drinking schnapps or some shit.
Not that I know.
Noodle.
I'm sure you'll find it. And there 100% is an Irish one. There has to be some correct Irish
Potato.
drinking meme.
I wish.
Potato.
I wish you guys had one.
Potato.
Well, that's everyone's homework. Try and find it, and everyone in the comments, if you know that of some fucked drinking gag or game from like the specific countries, let us know, and also subscribe to James's Patreon.
Andrew, zoom in on Kudo's shirt and tell me what it says, because I've been trying to read it for 2 hours and I can't.
It says, "I'm the Hamburglar."
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't.
I feel rude.
Telemarla.
Yeah, it's
I can't.
It's my famous Telemarla shirt.
His iconic Telemala shirt.
Yo, if you ignore everything, but if you ignore his whole body and face and arms and everything in his room and the icon in the middle of the shirt, he kind of looks like the Hamburglar.
If you take all of that away,
if you take everything away,
and then replace
you may
my
see
head with,
some similarity
with a
in
ginger.
pattern here.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, speaking of, what happened to your outfit, James?
Yeah, dude.
I was fucing Andrew's alien mom, and she got her juices
he
up.
Incredible! Nobody can catch you. You're the real Rage Racer.